This is the Adivas of Sri Nityananda Trayodashi for those who are in US, and for India again, happy Nityananda Trayodashi.
Hare Krishna.
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of the wonderful devotees who have joined us for this special session today. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya,
Jaya
Jaya
Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
So we will start with our very special session today, and we will be discussing the glories of Sri Nityananda Ram. And in specifically, today we will be discussing about the 108 names of Sri Nityananda Prabhu that has been composed in a very beautiful bhajan by Srila Sarvabhouma Bhattacharya. So these Ashtottara Shatanam of written by the song written by Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, it is called as the Nityananda Ashtottara Shata Nama Stotram. And in this, this bhajan, this Ashtottara Shatanam, it states that anyone who recites these 108 names of Lord Nityananda truly achieves love of Sri Krishna. So the last three verses of this very beautiful bhajan is actually speaking about the glories or the falastuti that we derive from reciting these 108 names. So we will first recite the falastuti so that we know the glories, that what is the result that we get from reciting these 108 nectarian names of Sri Nitai, and then we will dive into the nectarian ocean of the names of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So here is the falastuti.
One who fasts without deviation and offers worship on the appearance day of Sri Nityananda, which is the 13th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Magha, will receive whatever one may desire.
Haribo.
Even though infected, a man becomes free from that terrible malady. A sonless man who worships him receives a godly son without a doubt. One who rises early in the morning and recites the 108 names of Sri Nityananda Swarupa truly achieves the love for Krishna.
Hari Hari Bol. So we need to understand that this on Nityananda Triyodashi, which is the 13th day as mentioned, that we must fast till noon in honor of Sri Nityananda Ram. So before we start, we will recite the pranam mantra of Sri Nityananda Prabhu.
Sankarshana Karunotaya Shayi Garbhodhashayi Chapayogdhashayi
Sheshascha
Sheshacha
yasyam
Syam
sakala
Sanityananda
Sanityanandakya Rama
Rama
Sharanam
Sharanam
Mamastu.
Mamastu.
Jai Shri Nityananda Ram ki Jai. So Nitai, Nityananda means, Nitya means eternal, and Ananda means blissful. So one who is himself always blissful, and anyone who worships him also becomes very blissful. So we will start with the invocation prayers. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Harihi
Hari
Om
Om.
Srila
Srila Sarvabhauma
Sarvabhauma
Bhattacharya
Bhattacharya Virachitam
Virachitam Shri
Shri Nityananda
Nityananda
Ashtottara
Ashtotara
Shata Nama
Shritanama
Stotram.
Stotram Shriman Nityananda Chandraya Namaha Nityanandam Aham Vande Karne Lambita Mauktitam Mauktikam Chaitanyagrajarupena Pavitri Krita Bhutalam.
This means I humbly bow down to and glorify Lord Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is Ananta Shesh, on whose beautiful left lotus ear one elephant pearl ornament is swinging. Accepting the role as the elder brother of the Supreme Lord Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu sanctified the whole world and purified all the living entities.
So Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur in his Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat in Adi Leela chapter 9, he very wonderfully describes how about Sri Nityananda Ram. Because Lord Ananta Shesha, he appeared in the Radha district on an order given previously by Sri Chaitanya. He remained in the material world according to Mahaprabhu's transcendental desire. And then Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he appeared in the village of Ekachakra in the year 1474,
Haribo.
12 years before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in 1486. Sri Nityananda Prabhu appeared in 1474. And Nityananda Prabhu appeared on the auspicious on Trayodashi, 13th day, on the bright fortnight of the month of Magha. His father, his father's name was Harai Pandit, and his mother was Srimati Padmavati Devi. On the day of Lord Chaitanya's appearance in Navadvip in 1486, Sri Nityananda, who was 12 years of age and still in Ekachakra, he roared with jubilation.
And that is why he is fondly known as Chaitanya Agraja, means the elder brother of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we move on to the second verse. Pranamya
Pranamya
Shri
Sri
Jagannatham
Jagannatham Nityananda
Nityananda
Mahaprabhum
Mahaprabhum Nam
Namnamashtottara
Namashtottaram
Shatam Pravakshyami
Pravakshyami Mudakaram.
Mudakaram. Offering prostrated obeisances before Sri Nityananda Mahaprabhu, Master of the universe, I shall now proclaim his 108 names, which awakened ecstasy in the hearts. Neelambarathara Shrimal Languli Mushala Priyaha Sankarshanas Chandravarno Yadunam Kulamangala. Shri Nityananda Prabhu, he wears blue garments. He wields a splendid plough as his weapon, and he delights in fighting with the club. He also causes integration of the cosmic manifestation. His complexion is like the moon, and he creates auspiciousness for the Yadu dynasty.
So Lord Sri Nityananda Ram is described to have the complexion of copper. Sometimes we say he's white, but he's not really white. He's copper color. This is what Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat describes. It is actually the color of the moon when you see it rising, when the full moon rises. At the time of the rising, it appears to be little tinged with red. It has a reddish hue, and that is the exact complexion of Sri Nityananda Ram. So it is explained that Lord Sri Nityananda, at after 12 years of age, when Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu appeared, at that time, Lord Nityananda Prabhu started traveling to all the holy places around India. He traveled from north to south to east and west and then back to south, and then he finally came to Vrindavan. We will leave this particular slide for 1 minute so that you can see that the first picture on your right hand side, then the second picture, third picture, and the fourth picture. So please come like in Arabic, how we read from right to left. So if you zoom in, you will see how Lord Nityananda started from Ekachakra, and then he came down all the way in number 9. He ended his journey in Madurai. Then in the second picture, we see that from Madurai, he came to Kanchipuram, and then he went all the way up to the north. In number 12, he came to Badrinath, and then from number 12, he came down again back to Kerala, Kanyakumari, and then to Pandarpur. Okay, so you can see the up and down. And then the third picture shows that from Pandarpur, how he again went back to Rameshwaram. Then he went to Tirupati, then to Ahobilam, and then to Mangalagiri. And then from Mangalagiri, he came to Jagannath Puri, and then he went to Ganga Sagara, and then he went back to Vrindavan. So we could not fit the journey of Sri Nityananda Prabhu in one map. So therefore, we had to have four for all of his travels. This is the route that Lord Nityananda Ram traveled while his pilgrimage to around India.
So the next three verses, they glorify Lord Nityananda to be non-different from Lord Balaram. And the pastimes of Lord Balaram, they are narrated, which Lord Nityananda Prabhu meditated upon while his stay in Vrindavan. Gopika Ramano Ramo Vrindavana Kalanidhi Kadambari Shuddha Sumato Gopa Gopi Ganavrita. Sri Nityananda, he delights in the companies of the gopis. He's the supreme enjoyer, the moon of Vrindavan. He's decorated by the garlands of kadamba flowers, intoxicated by honey nectar, and surrounded by a multitude of cowherds and cow maids.
Gopi
Gopi
Mandala
Mandala
Madhyastasto
Madhyasto Rasatandava
Rasatandava
Pandita Ramani
Ramani
Ramana
Ramana
Kami
Kami
Mada
Mada
Ghurnita
Ghurnita
Lochana.
Lochana. Sri Nityananda Prabhu stands amidst a circle of gopis. He is a consummate scholar of exuberant rasa dancing, and he is the lover of the beautiful young girls of Sri Vrajadham. Sri Nityananda Prabhu feels amorous sentiments, and his eyes roll in intoxication.
Rasotsava Parishranto Dharmanira Vritannana Kalindi Vedanotsahi Nirakrida Kutuhala. In the Rasa festival, Sri Nityananda Prabhu becomes exhausted and his face is covered by drops of perspiration. That Lord showed his great might as he divided the Kalindi River into many streams with his plowshare. He is eager to engage in water sports.
So Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he could actually visualize his Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, living as an ordinary boy in Navadvip, and he thought to himself that when Sri Gauranga reveals his magnanimous pastimes of the congregational chanting of the Lord's holy names, at that time I will devote myself to his service. And therefore he resolved to wait in Vrindavan and not proceed towards Navadvip. He waited there. And while he waited there, he filled his days happily frolicking in the dark, cool waters of the Kalindi, lost in the mood of a young cowherd boy. And at other times, he found inexplicable pleasure playing in the sand with young friends. Thus, Sri Nityananda Ram roamed around Vrindavan, waiting for Lord Gauranga to manifest his pastimes.
Gaurashraya Samashanto Maya Manusha Rupadrik Nityanandavadhutascha Yagya Sutradhara Sudhi. Sri Nityananda, he takes shelter of Gaura. He's equipoised, peaceful, and accepts the apparent form of a man. Lord Nityananda is ever blissful and is not bound by social convention. He wears a sacred thread for the performing of sacrifice and has exquisite intelligence.
So one day, Sri Gaurasundara, he called upon his dear devotees and he said, You know, last night I had a wonderful dream. A huge chariot came and stood in front of my door, and I saw in my dream that that passenger in that chariot was a divine personality. He was carrying a plow on his large shoulders, and he was moving about as if he was very restless, very chanchala. In his left hand, he was carrying a renunciant's water pot. On top, he wore a blue cloth, and even his lower dress was also blue. A beautiful earring pierced his left earlobe. His whole demeanor and his appearance gave me the impression that he was Lord Balaram. And just, while I was meditating and looking at his form, he spoke in Bengali. He repeated a question 10 or 20 times, saying,
Eta ki Nimai Panditer Bari? Meaning, does this house belong to Nimai Pandita? And Sri Gauranga then continued, Never before had I seen such a formidable looking mendicant. I felt great respect for this person, and I asked, I see that you are a great personality. Who are you? And he smiled. He replied,
I am your brother. Tomorrow we shall get to know each other. And Lord Chaitanya continued telling his devotees that hearing the words of this personality increased my delight, and I began to feel that he and I are the same person.
Then the Lord spoke to Srila Haridas Thakur, to Srivas Pandit, go and find out where this great personality is. And then, after 3 hours of intensive searching, they returned back. They humbly submitted their report to the Lord. My dear Lord, we could not find him anywhere. And then Lord Gaurachandra smiled. He indicated that Lord Gauranga was a very mysterious personality.
Lord Nityananda.
Lord Nityananda was a very mysterious personality, and he then said Lord Nityananda's incarnation is very mysterious and confidential. It is impossible for anyone to see him unless and until Lord Chaitanya reveals the secret himself. So, all these unalloyed devotees like Srivas Pandit and Haridas Thakur, they are fully realized in such esoteric understandings. Yet, for some mysterious reason, they just couldn't find Nityananda Prabhu. And so, Lord Chaitanya, he was laughing mildly, and he said to the devotees, "Come, come with me, and let's go find him together." And so Sri Gaura Sundar, he took all the Vaishnava devotees and came directly to the house of Sri Nandan Acharya. And inside the house, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu revealed a great personality, effulgent like a million suns. And without proper spiritual vision, one cannot see Lord Nityananda. A sweet smile was playing on his lips, and he was totally absorbed in meditation on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Nityananda, he saw Lord Vishwambhar, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and recognized him. This is the beloved Lord of my heart. And he was overwhelmed with bliss. And so Lord Nityananda was just not able to move. He started just unblinkingly stare at the beautiful face of Lord Gaur Hari. And then Lord Vishwambhar, he ran towards Nityananda Prabhu, held him in a divine embrace. And as soon as Lord Nityananda was embraced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became still.
It is explained that the Lord, who Nitai totally surrendered unto, he was holding, Lord Chaitanya, the way he was holding Lord Nityananda, Lord Nityananda was completely afflicted by the arrow of ecstatic love of God. And Lord Chaitanya held him just as the same way that Lord Ramachandra had held Lakshmana when Lakshmana had laid an unconscious. He was drained of all strength. It appeared that Nityananda Prabhu also became just, yes, embrace me. He was even not able to embrace Lord Chaitanya back. He was just standing still. So both Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya, they wept, overwhelmed with joy and the intensity of love between Gauranga and Nityananda. It was, when the devotees started seeing the way they were both embracing each other and the kind of ecstasy that both of them were experiencing, they all the devotees present, they started shouting in ecstasy, Nitai
Nitai,
go
oh,
Premanande
Hari Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol.
which means let us loudly call out the names of Lord Hari as we are blissfully witnessing the pure love of Sri Sri Gaur Nitai. This was the first time this phrase was coined, and since then it is being used as part of our Jaya Dhwani. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
And Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, although he had started the congregational chanting of the holy names, Mahaprabhu did not start propagating amongst new people yet. The chanting was happening, it was happening amongst the devotees in Srivas Thakur's house, but only after Lord Nityananda, the original spiritual master, joined Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, that the preaching of the holy names to, to everyone actually started. All new people, they were receiving the opportunity to chant the holy names. Similarly, even though Sri Nityananda Ram is the Adi Guru, the original spiritual master, Sri Nityananda Prabhu did not preach the holy names while he was in his pilgrimage. Only when Nitai came and joined Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu did Lord Nityananda started preaching. Because Sri Nityananda Prabhu wanted to give the credit to Lord Gauranga to be the Sankirtana Kalpitaro, the first to distribute the holy names. Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Evil. Jai Shri Sankirtana Kapitaro Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Shri Nityananda Ram ki Jai. Moving on. Patita
Patita
Pranada
Pranada
Prithvi
Prithvi Pavano
Pavano Bhakta
Bhaktavatsala
Vatsala
Premananda
Premananda
Madonmata
Brahmadi
Brahmadi
Nama
Nama
Gochara.
Gochara. To those fallen in the world of birth and death, Sri Nityananda bestows the energy of spiritual life. He purifies the earth. Sri Nityananda is affectionate to his devotees, mad with intoxication of the bliss of Krishna Prema. His names are known by Brahma Haridas and other devotees.
Haribo. So Srila Lochandas Thakur in his Sri Chaitanya Mangala, he describes Shuna Shuna Nityananda, Shuna Haridas, Sarbatra Amaraga, Koroho Prakash, Proti Ghare Ghare Gya, Mango Ei Bhikha, Bolo Krishna Bhaja Krishna, Karo Krishna Shikha, which means one day Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he called upon Nitai and Haridas and he said to them, take this holy name of Sri Hari from house to house in Nadia, teach everyone, everybody without any discrimination to chant the holy names. By this, they will easily cross the ocean of material existence. So Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur, they would go to people's homes and even to the most fallen, even to the most sinful, he would go and, please tell them kindly, kindly, please chant the names of Krishna. Please chant the names of Krishna. Please worship Krishna. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dana Pran. That please make Krishna the wealth of your life. So then, and if they would refuse, if they would refuse, no, 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 I'm too busy to chant, then Lord Nityananda, who is described that his divine body is beautiful like Mount Sumeru, it is described that Lord Nityananda would just roll on the ground and he would beg them to chant. Srila Lochandas Thakur sings, এত বলি নিত্যানন্দ ভূমে গড়ি যায় সোনারও পর্বত যেন ধুলাতে লোটায়, that the divine body of Lord Nityananda, which is like Mount Sumeru, golden body of Lord Nityananda, it would just roll on the ground to beg everyone to chant the holy names. And then after doing this every evening, at sunset, they would return back to Gauranga Mahaprabhu and they would report to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, oh, today this happened. Today these many people chanted. And Lord Chaitanya would be so happy, so filled with pleasure to receive all the reports from Nitai and Haridas.
So one day, Srinitai and Haridas, they came across two drunkards, Jagai and Madhai. They were totally intoxicated, causing a terrible scene. These two drunkards, it's explained that there wasn't a single sin that they had not committed. They would consume liquor, they would slaughter cows, they would eat beef, they would rob people's homes, they would burn people's homes, they would rape innocent women, they would murder people, even brahmanas, as a daily activity every day. And yet they had so much power that no one dared to try stop their nefarious activities. But Lord Nityananda, with his eyes full of love and compassion, he said to them, please, my dear brothers, do not waste your life in such sinful activities, because hellish suffering awaits you. Please Please chant the holy names of Krishna. Krishna is your only friend. He is your only shelter. He is the great treasure and wealth of your life. Worship him with undivided devotion. Hearing this, Jagai and Madhai, they become so furious that they turned towards them, both Nitai and Srivas, and said, beat them, kill them, catch them. They attacked Nityananda Haridas Thakur, who started running away, and they ran as fast as they could. And Jagai and Madhai, they were so big and so plumpy, so drunk that they just couldn't keep up. So the next day again, Nitai and Haridas approached Jagai and Madhai. And when they saw Lord Nityananda, they angrily said, you are lucky! You escaped with your life last time. Now you're going to die if you come even one step closer to us. And with these abusive, offensive, harsh language, they asked, what's your name?
And Nityananda very calmly replied, well, people call me Avadhuta, means I'm a madman. Please take the name of Krishna.
And at that time, Madhai raged with anger. He picked up a broken pot, the pot which was used to hold the wine. He took that pot with all his power. He crashed it on the head of Nityananda Prabhu. Blood started pouring from the head of Nitai, covering his face. The blood was covering his face, covering all of his clothes. But Nityananda simply smiled.
And Lord Nityananda said, মেরেছিস কলসির কানা তা বলে কি প্রেম দিব না, which means that you have beaten me up with a broken pot, but does that mean that I will not give you Krishna prema? So, this is the mercy of Lord Nityananda, and listening to these very, very merciful words of Sri Nityananda Mahashai, the stone like hearts of Madhai and Jagai, of course, they start melting. And Lord Nityananda just embraced them and said, don't worry, come. I will, you've not committed any offense. And they were feeling so bad. Especially Madhai was feeling so guilty. And by this time, the devotees already reported this incident to Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who became so angry. His eyes were burning like red hot coals. And he came immediately at the crime scene and he just lifted his finger and called out, Sudarshan! And Sudarshan Chakra came flying and started hovering on Lord Chaitanya's finger. And Lord Nityananda Prabhu, with so much love, so much kindness, so much compassion, he held the arm of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and said, please, my Lord, don't hurt them. He said, because, in this age of Kali, sooner or later, everyone is going to become like them or even worse than them. And if you kill Jagai and Madhai, then you will have to kill everyone. Then, what is the purpose of this merciful form of yours? This form of yours, you have come to kill the demoniac propensities in everyone. Don't kill them. Kill their demoniac propensities. Potito pavono nam kishero lahiya. Then how will you be known as Patita Pavana? So I pray to you, my Lord, please, if I have accumulated any pious credits throughout my devotional service, Nitai said, that let me take on the sins of these two brothers and you please make them your devotees. So listening to the most merciful Nitai, Lord Chaitanya immediately calmed down and Sri Sudarshan Chakra was sent back.
Shri Nityananda Ram Ki Jai.
Jai.
So the next five verses, they glorify the transcendental beauty of Lord Sri Nityananda Ram, his various ornaments, items that he carries, and so on. Vanamaladharo Hari Rochanadi Vibhushita Nagendra Sundador Danda Swarna Kankana Mandita. Sri Nityananda bears a garland of forest flowers and a necklace of pearls. Sri Nityananda is ornamented by yellow rochana ointments and so forth. His arms, which resemble the trunks of elephants, are decorated by golden bangles.
Gaura
Bhakti
Bhakti
Rasolasas
Chala
Chalachanchalanupura
Chanchalanupura
Gajendra
Gajendra
Gati
Gati
Lavanya
Lavanya
Sammohita
Sammohita
Jagajjana.
Jagajjana. Sri Nityananda delights in the mellows of devotion to Sri Gaura. His anklets ring and his body sways to and fro as he strolls about like the king of elephants, causing the people of the world to become completely fascinated by his divine beauty.
Samvita
Samvita Shubhalila
Shubhaliladrik Romanchita
Romanchita
Kalevara
Kalevara
Ho
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 Dhvani
Dhvani
Sudhasischa
Sudhasischa
Mukhachandra
Mukhachandra Virajita.
Virajita. Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he accepts the auspicious pleasure pastimes which cover his identity as the Supreme Lord. The hair follices of his body expand like Kadamba flowers, and Sri Nityananda grants nectarian benedictions as he cries out, Ho, 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 ho! His face shines like the full moon. Sindhuraruna susnigdha subimbadhara pallava swabhakta ganamadhyastho revati prananayaka.
Sri Nityananda Prabhu's blossoming lips are very tender and red, like vermilion or luscious bimba fruit. He resides amidst the host of his devotees. Sri Nityananda, who is none other than Lord Balaram, is the Lord of Revati Devi's life.
Lohadandadharo Sringi Venupani
Venupani
Pratapavan
Prachanda
Prachanda Hunkara
Kritahunkara
Matta
Matta
Pashanda
Mardana.
Mardana. Sri Nityananda wields an iron staff and wears wonderful ornaments. He holds a bamboo flute. Sri Nityananda is very chivalrous and he roars very fiercely, displaying the symptoms of divine madness in his ecstasy of love for Krishna as he subdues the atheists. Sarva Bhakti Mayo Deva Ashramachara Varjita Gunatito Gunamayo Gunavan Nartana Priya.
Sri Nityananda is imbued with all devotional attributes. He is the Lord of luster and he abandons the standard of behavior of all ashramas. Sri Nityananda is transcendental to mundane qualities. He is filled with sublime qualities and is the embodiment of exalted qualities. Sri Nityananda loves to dance.
So, by the mercy of Lord Nityananda Ram, Jagai and Madhai they were delivered. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told Jagai and Madhai that you must vow to me that you will never sin again. So Lord Nityananda, he gave two tulsi leaves in the hands of both the brothers and asked them to offer it to Lord Gauranga. When they did that, momentarily thoroughly Sri Gaura Hari's golden form. It became black, having absorbed all of their sins. All of the devotees that were present there, they witnessed this beautiful sight. And at this very moment in Yamaloka, Chitragupta, who had several of his assistants working overtime to keep up with the records of the sins performed by these two brothers, they suddenly saw that the balance was empty. Everything cleared out. So Chitragupta, he hurriedly ran to Yamaraj, reported to him. Yamaraj said, "Oh no, what's going to happen to all my construction workers who are engaged overtime in building a separate hellish planets for these two brothers? All that work is in vain now." What happened, Chitragupta? How did all their sinful activities disappear? And so Chitragupta, with his divine special vision, he narrated to Yamaraj how the personification of mercy, Lord Nityananda, have, has delivered these two brothers, Jagai and Madhai, has inspired Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu to deliver these two brothers and take their sins upon himself. Listening about the supreme compassion of Sri Nityananda Ram and Sri Gaura Hari, Yamaraj fainted in ecstasy. And then Chitragupta, he became worried, riding on, and so he sent a Manas message, a message from the mind to the Param Vaishnav, Sri Mahadev, Shiva Shambhu. Lord Shiva immediately appeared there, riding on his Nandi, and started chanting the names of Sri Gaura Sundar and Nityananda Ram in the ears of Yamaraj, who had fainted.
Gaura Nitai. Gaura Nitai.
And listening to these merciful names of their lordships, Yamaraj returned back to external consciousness, and Yamaraj leaped up in the air and started chanting, "Go Ranga Nityananda, Go Ranga Nityananda." And they both had ecstatic kirtan in Yamalok, dancing in pure bliss and ecstasy.
Hari Hari Bol.
Trigunatma Gunagrahi Saguno Guninambara
Yogi
Yogi Yoga
Yoga
Vidhata
Vidhata
Cheya
Cha Bhakti
Bhakti
Yoga
Yoga Prada.
Pradarshakaha. Sri Nityananda is the original source of the three material qualities, that is, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Sri Nityananda accepts only the good qualities of a person. Sri Nityananda's qualities are transcendental, and he is the best of all persons endowed with sublime qualities. Sri Nityananda is always in union with Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and Sri Nityananda bestows yoga, means union, with Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And Sri Nityananda proclaims the glories of devotional service.
So Lord Nityananda, he always stayed in the house of Srivas. He called Malini Devi, the wife of Srivas Thakur, as his mother and always performed pastimes in their house. Nityananda would eat only if Malini Devi fed him personally. Once, in order to test the faith of Srivas Thakur, Lord Chaitanya advised him, "Throw this Nityananda out of your house. He is an avadhut." The Lord said, "Srivas, why do you keep this avadhut in your house? You don't know anything about him, his family background. See what he does. He's playing with little boys, dancing around Nadia like a madman. He's sporting in the Ganges with crocodiles. He climbs on the back of one crocodile and takes two crocodiles in his hands and flows down the Ganges using these crocodiles as rowing oars. Srivas, I am warning you. If you want to maintain your family reputation, then you must throw this Avadhuta immediately out of your house." And you know what I saw? Yesterday, he was coming out of a liquor bar. Can you imagine that? And Srivas, hearing this, he started dancing in ecstasy.
And he told Gauranga Mahaprabhu, how merciful is my Nitai, the most abominable place. Nitai went to deliver those drunkards. Jai Nitai, Jai Nitai. And saying like this, Srivas Thakur was jumping up and down, jumping up and down. And he started saying, this is the perfection of my life. I will never think of anyone else other than serving the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu.
And then when Lord Gauranga heard this faith of Srivas Thakur, he was so pleased with Srivas Thakur and blessed him and said, "You have understood the truth about my dear most confidential associate. Even if there comes a time when the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi herself, is forced to wander about with a begging bowl, still your house will never see poverty. Even the cats, the dogs, all the living entities in your homes will be blessed with Krishna Prema. My dear Srivas, you have purchased me with the love and trust that you have for my Nitai.
Jai Nitai.
Sarva
Sarva Shakti
Shakti Prakatsangi
Prakashangi
Mahananda Mayo
Mahanandamayo
Nataha
Nataha
Sarva Gama Mayo
Sarvagama
Dhiro
Dhiro
Jnanado
Jnanado
Muktida
Muktida
Prabhu.
Prabhu. All the powers arise from Sri Nityananda's body. Sri Nityananda is filled with immense bliss. He is the best of dancers. Within Sri Nityananda, all holy scriptures reside. Sri Nityananda is very sober. He is the bestower of transcendental knowledge and the giver of liberation. Sri Nityananda is the original spiritual master.
And so one time, Lord Nityananda, he performed a grand kirtan in Panihati with his devotees. And then he ordered his servants to conduct Abhishek to himself. And all the devotees, headed by Raghav Pandit, made every arrangement and bathed the Lord with the water from the Ganges while everyone sang his glories. Then, after Abhishek, they dressed him with new clothes and applied sandalwood paste to his body. They decorated him with flower garlands and tulasi, and then the Lord sat on a throne, glanced at everybody, showering them with Krishna Prem. Then he ordered Raghav Pandit make a garland of kadamba flowers, saying that he was very fond of those flowers. Then Raghav Pandit humbly said, "My dear Lord, this is not the season for kadamba trees to flower." The Lord asked him, "Go, look at your backyard and look for kadamba flowers." Surprisingly, when Raghav Pandit reached his garden, he was surprised to see the beautiful, fragrant kadamba flowers blossomed on the lemon tree in his backyard, not even in the kadamba tree, because of the power and the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And so, overcome by ecstasy, Raghav Pandit quickly made a garland of them and offered it to the Lord. And then all the Vaishnavas felt very happy.
Hari Bol.
Gaura Desha Paritrata
Premananda
Premananda
Prakashakaha
Prakashakaha
Premananda
Premananda
Rasanandi
Rasanandi
Radhika
Radhika
Mantra
Mantra
Do
Do Vibhu.
Sri Nityananda is the savior of the land of Gauda. Sri Nityananda reveals the bliss of Krishna Prema. Sri Nityananda tastes delight in the mellows of the bliss of love for Krishna. And Sri Nityananda is the giver of the mantra for worshipping Sri Radhika. And Sri Nityananda is self controlled and all pervasive. And after, we all know that after Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Lord Gauranga had made Jagannath Puri as his headquarters. So when Lord Chaitanya went there first time, everyone accompanied the Lord, and then Lord Chaitanya told everyone to go back and come back again every year during the Rath Yatra, saying that we'll celebrate Rath Yatra every year together, but now all of you return back. So everyone was broken-hearted, but they agreed, except for Lord Nityananda. And Sri Nityananda, he just refused to go back, but Gauranga Mahaprabhu told him, my dear Nitai, you must go back because, you must go back and you must complete the mission of preaching in Bengal, transform the hearts of the people in Gaudadesh, make them devotees, something which I was unable to do. Please, you do it. When Nitai heard the words of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nitai did not speak one word at that time. He just left from Jagannath Puri, and Nityananda Prabhu returned back to Bengal, and he established wonderful preaching. He transformed the hearts of the people of Bengal, the people of Nadia. Nodiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan Patiache Namahato Jivero Karon. That Lord Nityananda established wonderful preaching, this Namahatta preaching in Nadia. And he transformed villages after villages. Everyone became an ardent follower of Krishna. And when Rath Yatra came the following year, Lord Nityananda brought with him hundreds and thousands of devotees and offered them to the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu was so much in ecstasy to see all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And he exclaimed in ecstasy, Mahaprabhu said, my dear Nitai, you did what I could not. And at that time, Nityananda Prabhu said that, my dear Lord, what have I done? You please accept the Pushpanjali, the offering of these sincere souls to your lotus feet, because whatever I have done is by your Shakti alone. I am nothing without you. And therefore, by this pastime, Lord Nityananda is teaching us through his own example what should be our mood when we are preaching. That we must also be thinking that we are offering all these souls, we are giving them Krishna and offering them to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual masters. So in this verse, very specifically, it is also mentioned that Sri Nityananda gives the mantra for worshipping Srimati Radhika, meaning that only by the mercy of Sri Nitai we can try to comprehend the mercy of Sri Radhe. That what is the mood of Srimati Radharani, the worship of Srimati Radharani is awarded to us only by Sri Nityananda Ram. Jai Nitai.
Sarvamantra Swarupascha
Krishna
Krishna Paryanka
Paryankasundaraha
Rasagyo
Rasagyorasudata cha
Rasadacha
Rasabhokta
Rasabhokta
Rasashraya.
Rasashraya. Sri Nityananda is the original form of all the mantras, and he becomes the beautiful bedstead of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Nityananda is adept in the science of rasa. He is the bestower of rasa and the enjoyer of rasa as well. Sri Nityananda is the abode of rasa. In Jagannath Puri, at the Indradumna Sarovar, Lord Chaitanya, he would go and he would enjoy water pastimes with his confidential associates. And one day, Lord Nityananda, he laid down on the waters of Indradumna Sarovar in Jagannath Puri, right next to the house of Sri Sarvabhouma Bhattacharya. And Lord Nityananda, sorry, not Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, but one day, Lord Nityananda, he laid down on the waters in the mood of Anantashesh, And Lord Gauranga, he climbed upon him and laid down upon Nitai. And then Nitai swam around the Indradumna Sarovar, and all the devotees were in ecstasy to see with their own eyes this beautiful and sweet pastime of Sri Sri Nitai Gaur.
Haribo.
ब्रह्मेश
ब्रह्मेशदीमहेन्द्राद्य
धीमहेन्द्राद्य वन्दितश्रीपदाम्बुजः
सहस्रमस्तकोपेतो
सहस्रमस्तकोपेतो
रसतलसुधाकरः.
रसातलसुधारकरः. His beautiful lotus-like feet are offered worship by the Devas, headed by Brahma, Shiva, and Indra. Sri Nityananda has thousands of heads in his form as Sheshanag and causes the residents of the lower planetary systems to taste nectar.
So one day, Shachi Mata, she told her darling son Vishwambara that, Nimai, last night in my dream I saw you and Nityananda. Both of you were 5-year-old boys fighting and running around the house. And then I saw that both of you entered the deity room and come out with the deities of Krishna and Balaram in your hands. Nityananda was holding Krishna in his hands, and you were holding Balaram. I clearly saw all four of you fighting. You know what you were saying? You were saying that who are you two predators? Get out of here. This house, these rooms, this milk, sandesh, yogurt, everything in this house belongs to us. This is what you said, Nimai. And you know what Nitai said? Nitai said, those days are gone when you used to steal butter and yogurt. The power of the cowherd boys is finished. Now the rule of the Brahmanas is in force. Now you must recognize us and give up accepting all the offerings. If you don't give up, then we will nicely beat you up. Then both Krishna and Balaram said, why are you blaming both of us? We will bind up both of you pretenders right now. Then Balaram challenged Nityananda in an angry mood. If you play mischief with us, then I swear you will have to answer to me. Then Nityananda said, I am not afraid of you or even your Krishna. My Lord is Gora here. He will come and nicely beat all of you. Nicely beat you. Go away from here. We are going to now eat. So, like this, all four of them were fighting and they were stealing food from each other. They were snatching food from each other's hand. And all of this was happening in my dream. And then at the end of this, Nityananda just called out to me and said, Mago, please give me some rice to eat. I'm feeling very hungry. This Krishna and Balaram stole everything from me. Give me some rice. So when Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu heard this dream of Shachi Mata, he smiled hearing this and he said, don't tell this anyone. Don't tell this to anyone, my dear mother. I will invite Nitai for lunch and fulfill your desire to feed him. So this is this beautiful pastime of Krishna and Balaram fighting with Gauranga and Nityananda.
क्षीरोदर्णवसम्भूता कुण्डलैक्पावसकः
Kundalaikavasakaha
रक्तोपालधरा शुभ्रो नारायणपरायणः. Sri Nityananda is born of the milk ocean. He is ornamented by a single earring. He holds a red lotus. His complexion is white and he is wholly dedicated to Gaura Narayan.
Hari Hari Bol.
Apara Mahima Nanton Nridosadarshina
Nridoshadarshina
Sada
sada
Dayalur
Dayalur
Durgati
Durgati
Trata
Trata
Tritanto
Tritanto
Dushta
Dushta
Dehinam.
Dehinam.
Sri Nityananda possesses an unbounded glories, for he is limitless. Sri Nityananda eternally overlooks the vices of mankind. He is merciful and is the savior from catastrophe. Sri Nityananda makes an end, awards death to evil embodied beings.
So it is explained by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur that Lord Nityananda wears a diamond earring on his left ear, and he has pearl necklaces and other necklaces of golden jewels, armbands of golden jewels on every finger. He has rings with jewels, ankle belts. So, like this, Lord Nityananda is decorated very, very beautifully. So one day, a group of dacoits, they saw this, beautifully decorated Lord Nityananda, and thinking that let us steal from Lord Nityananda all this wealth. We are going to have incalculable wealth, and Goddess Chandi has showed his mercy upon us. So the leader of the dacoits was actually a very, very sinful man. He was a serial killer. He was a cold-hearted murderer. He was very, very, very horrible. And so he told his other dacoits that now is our chance. So all of them, they got up with swords and shield and trident, and they were ready. So they sent, when Lord Nityananda was in the house, that time one of the dacoits was sent to see what Nityananda is doing. So he came back and said, oh, Lord Nityananda is eating prasad. And, around him, there are many people who are sitting around him. So then, the dacoit said, no problem. He will finish eating very soon. And then after finishing eating, they will sleep. And that's when we will go. So all of them, they sat under a tree. One of them said, did you see the diamond earrings that he was wearing? Oh my God, it was sparkling so much. And, did you see the pearl necklace around his neck? Did you see each of the rings, the emeralds, the pearls that he was wearing? So, like this, each of them were meditating on the divine limbs of Sri Nitai's transcendental body. And, this way, the illusory potency of Lord Nityananda was, magically just, giving them Nitai Prem. They were so captivated by Lord Nityananda's beauty. And by his potency, they all fell asleep. Nityananda Prabhu didn't fall asleep. But then when they got up, it was morning, it was daylight, and then they ran away, fear of getting caught. They could not steal. Then Lord Nityananda, they came back again the next night. Then they saw some soldiers over there. They thought, oh no, some must be some king has come to visit. So today also we can't steal. So like this, each time they came, Lord Nityananda was playing some, trick on them. So this was the third time that they came. When they came, they saw that a cloud came over and it became pitch dark. They couldn't see. They were completely became blinded. And Lord Nityananda instructed Indra that start pouring down rain and hailstorms. And all of these dacoits, they started suffering like anything. They actually came to cause harm to Lord Nityananda. But by the magical potency of Lord Nityananda, harm was inflicted upon them. So the dacoit leader, after all these experiences, his heart completely transformed. And he went to Lord Nityananda and said that I am a great sinner, my Lord. You are not an ordinary person. I came to harm you. I wanted to harm you. It was inappropriate, and I had to suffer so much, including all these dacoits. So now I realize that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please, my dear Nitai, please save me from this ocean of misery, and please give me the shelter of your lotus feet. So, like this, Lord Nityananda, he was able to deliver that dacoit and his entire troop of dacoits by and blessing them with Krishna Prema. So, Nityananda Prabhu is very merciful to the fallen.
Anju Dasarathir Viro Lakshmana
Lakshmana
Sarvavallabha Sadojvalo
Sadojvalo
Rasanandi Vrindavana Rasapradaha. Sri Nityananda is the charming son of Dashrath, Lakshman. He is the greatest hero and the avatar of Lakshman. By gaining Nityananda, one gains everything. He's always effulgent and gladdened by the transcendental relationships of Krishna consciousness, and he bestows Vrindavan Rasa.
Hari Hari Bol.
One day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he invited Nityananda to accept lunch at his home. So, accepting the invitation, Lord Nityananda went with Lord Chaitanya. He was very well received at his home. And when both the lords they sat down for lunch, it appeared as though Lord Ramachandra was having lunch with Lakshmana. And as Mother Shachi happily served them food, they began to eat with loving exchanges. And as both the lords began to smile, Mother Shachi returned with more food. But then, to her astonishment, she could find only two attractive little boys in the place of the two lords. One of them was white, and the other was black in complexion. Both of them had no clothes, and both had four arms, holding a conch, disc, club, lotus plow, and a stick. They were also adorned with Srivatsa and Kaustuba gems. They wore earrings which were fish shaped earrings. And Mother Shachi, she could also see her daughter in law within the heart of her own son. Then suddenly, this vision disappeared, and she fell to the ground with torrents of tears of love, which wetted her whole body and clothes. And as she fell senseless, that rice that she was carrying was, was just spread all over the room. And then Lord Chaitanya, he immediately got up, washed his hands, calmed his mother down, and very soon Mother Shachi revived. But then she just went inside her room and started crying. She was breathing heavily. Her body shivered. She was ecstatic with love of God.
Hari
And then
Bol.
she forgot everything else. Purna Prema Sudha Sindhu Natya Leela Visharadaha Kotindu Vaibhava Shriman Jagat Alada Karakaha.
Sri Nityananda Ram is the ocean of the nectar of full love for Krishna. He is expert in pastimes of drama, in performing drama. His presence has the cooling power of millions of moons. Sri Nityananda is illustrious and he engladdens the entire world. So, in his childhood, Sri Nityananda would immerse himself in enacting various dramas about the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. And Nitai would not only himself play, but he would engage his friends as well in performing these dramas. And the residents of Ekachakra, they would be amazed with the vast and the in depth knowledge of Nitai in performing these dramas so realistically.
Gopala
Gopalasarsvapalascha
Sarvapalascha Sarvagopavatam
Sarvagopavatamsaka
Sakaha.
Sri Gopala. No, that's it. Sorry.
Sri Nityananda is a cowherd, the protector of all living beings, and the crest jewel of all cowherd boys. Lord Gauranga, he once revealed to Nityananda Prabhu that in Dwapar Yuga, while Krishna was playing hide and seek along with his friends, Sri Dama, one of his friends, had hid himself inside a cave on Govardhan Hill to avoid being seen. And Krishna had told Sridama, "You hide here and come out only when I call you." But in due course of time, Lord Krishna had left Vrindavan for Mathura. He had become the king of Yadus, and ultimately he wrapped up his earthly pastimes. Thousands of years had passed. But Sri Dama, being ignorant of these developments and being very loyal to Krishna's instructions, still lay hidden within that cave in Vrindavan, being completely immersed in that friendly hide and seek game with his worshipable Lord. Such is the greatness of the Lord and his innocent devotees that they are completely oblivious of the external surroundings to the extent that he forgot his own existence in order to serve their beloved Lord with all their heart. And so, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu said, Sri Dama is still hiding there. Bring him, bring him here to join our pastimes. So, in order to bring Sri Dama to Nadia, Lord Nitai arrived at Vrindavan and he reached Govardhan Hill and he called out, Sri Dama, Sri Dam. And hearing his name being called out after thousands of years, Sri Dama came out of his hiding and saw the beautiful form of Lord Nityananda, who was dressed in blue. But Sri Dama couldn't recognize who this personality dressed in blue is. He couldn't recognize Lord Nitai, and so he inquired, Who are you? Lord Nityananda revealed. Nityananda, he said, I am your friend Balaram, and I've come in this form in the age of Kali.
And so Sridama said, really? You are Balaram? Look at me. I am 14 feet tall. If you see in this picture, there's this person who is so tall, that is Sridham. And the little tiny boy, the golden boy, that is Lord Nityananda. So Nityananda Prabhu was half the size of Sridhama. And Sridham said, Balaram, if you are Balaram, Balaram is taller than me. How do I believe you are Balaram? So then Balaram said, Nityananda said, well, remember we used to have running race around Govardhan? Whoever would come first, then that is only I can defeat you. You remember that, right? So then Sridham said, yes, yes, only Balaram can defeat me. So then Nitai said, if I defeat you, will you agree that I am Balaram? Said, okay. So then both of them had the running race of parikrama around Sri Govardhan Hill. They did a parikrama, they did a running race, and of course, who won? None other than Lord Nityananda won. But when they won, Sridhama was so happy that, oh, my dear Lord, you have come. But Sridhama was 14 feet high, and Nityananda Prabhu was 7 feet in height, almost half, right? So then, Sridham said, okay, let's go. My Krishna is here. Let's go. Nityananda said, how can I take you 14 foot? There's nobody 14 foot in Kali Yuga. Wait, I have to bring you down. I have to size you up. So then Lord Nityananda manifested his transcendental plow and keeping it on the shoulder of Sridham, he pulled him down and sized him and brought him down to around 6.5 feet. And then both of them came to um, West Bengal to meet with Lord Chaitanya. And then Lord Nityananda also named this personality as Abhiram Thakur. He said that Abhiram means that you are the servant of Lord Balaram, who is also known as Rama.
So, a very wonderful observation is revealed here that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was surrounded by his very close associates like Swarup Damodar, Ramananda Rai, who are all incarnations of the principal gopis of Vrajalila. They are Lalita and Vishakha and so on. But in order to give mercy to the principal sakhas of Vrajalila, the cowherd boys, Lord Nityananda took them under his loving shelter. So all the gopis in Vrindavan Leela became the associates of Lord Chaitanya in the Gaura Leela, and all the gopas of Vrajalila, they became the associates of Lord Nityananda in Gaura Leela. So there should not be any mixing of any rasas. So the Sakhis stayed with Lord Gauranga, Sakhas stayed with Lord Nityananda primarily. And this is how the glories of Lord Nityananda continues.
Haribo.
Iti Srila
Shri
Sarvabhauma
Sarvabhauma
Bhattacharya
Bhattacharya Virachitam
Virachitam Sri
Shri Nityananda
Nityananda
Ashtottara
Ashtottaranama
Nama
Shatanama
Stotram
Stotram
Sampurnam.
Sampurnam Hari
Hari
Om
Om
Tat
Tat
Sat.
Sat. Hare Krishna. Please forgive us for this very long session today that we wanted to complete the 108 names, which took this long. So we beg for your forgiveness for this long session today. But we can open up the lines now for any questions, comments, realizations, or reflections. Thank you very much. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare
All
Krishna.
glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Such beautiful pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu, so many stories, and all they are so nectarian, Mataji. And the pictures are so beautiful, everything suitable for that particular pastime. I don't know how you guys manage. I'm sure it takes a lot of effort and time on your part, but it is so nice. Thank you again. Thank you after seeing a long time, but very, very wonderful narration on Nityananda Prabhu. Of
Thank
course,
you so
I'm sure there are many more, but as you said, it's time.
yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank,
Hare Krishna.
thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Can I say something? But it's not. Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji. Hello, it's
Hare
Pranav.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. So hope praying that you both are doing well and
Yes.
wish you advance Adivasi ceremony today and tomorrow is Nityananda Trayodasi.
Yeah.
And thank you for appearing the Divine Darshan. You both are looking Nityananda attire today. First, I noticed that one. And the second, I loved it like Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya when you said, right, I remember Gauramrita. You thought us, right? Yeah, 2021, 22. Just I immersed in that, remembering that line when you sang that line. It's very nice, Mataji Prabhuji. And then first time I'm hearing this one, 108 Names of Nityananda Prabhu, written by Sarvabhouma Bhattacharya. Maybe everyone told, but I didn't listen properly. It's my fault, but it is very nice. There are 26 or 24 verses, Mataji. So you sang, right? All the verses one by one very eloquently. And you need not to ask forgiveness for us, Mataji, because at least you are making us for at least this much time to immerse in Nityananda Prabhu. Because if you go out, now, then we forget. So you are helping us the other way around, right? So I like that, Mataji, and you explain the meaning of Nityananda Prabhu, always blissful. Nitya means eternal, and then Ananda means blissful, right? So he is very auspicious, and then all the narration you have done, I like very much, Mataji. You started from each verse, and you're giving the glimpse how Narada Muni got the glimpse in his previous birth, right? When he was 6 years old, the fifth chapter, right? When he get the vision of a in a Paramatma, and then he will go in it like that. You gave all the you included everything, but you included, I mean, glimpse here, like that. You covered most of the part you covered because I noted down personally. Uh, During Gauramata session, you explained about Nityananda Prabhu, and it's very awesome, very awesome. I like that Panihati pastimes also, which you said, right? Because when we went recently, Madaji, I enacted as a Nityananda Prabhu, and the mother, yeah, the mercy of you were blessings, and then I don't know, something happened there. I felt nervous. I felt crying. It started, everyone started. I mean, my friends also. So something is there when we start immersed in that past times, right? I don't know why it is happening to me. For a few minutes, I'm not able to console myself. So okay, I said, okay, it's acting only. It's empowered by Lord Nityananda. I'm just merciful to him like that. So all your mercy with my Siksha Guru request, I just acted here, Mataji Panihari. It's very nice as you, when you narrated that one on the Ganges and they're doing now, I was able to envision all these pastimes, whatever you said. And Jai Hai Madai pastimes as always. And you also explained about like how to be the mood about our preaching, right? We need to offer to Lord Nityananda and to Srila Prabhupada. That is very most important point you quoted here. And then every time we are also praying to Lord Nityananda Mataji. So every week we are doing japa service, right? Whoever is coming new, we're chanting, giving the japa beads to them, at least to chant one round. We'll always first beg mercy from Lord Nityananda. And while leaving, we will offer everything to Lord Nityananda. You empowered me. and then I'm offering you this is whatever I done, so which you thought today, the same thing you thought today. That is very nice, very beautiful point. And the Abhiram Thakur also he explained, right? He is a servant of a Balram. So that is very, 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 very nice. Everything is nice. And the coin, the word also, Nitai Gaura Premanande, how he they were stunned, right? So that is also very wonderful. I'm so sorry for taking more time from my side because I'm overwhelmed because the pastimes you gave me in our heart, you are giving, but we are missing you. I feel now it's okay. Tomorrow I cannot hear. Only have to hear the recording session alone. So no problem in that. So we will always continue. We will have the notes and we have your recording session. I'll go and watch that. Also, Gauramrita session, this recorded session is there. I'll watch there because there you given a beautiful prayer about Nityananda Prabhu as well. And one more thing, I found like, how did you make this, Mataji? That what is that? Kadamba flower in lemon tree. You have the picture, right?
Yeah.
It's very beautiful. I noticed that one. So I'm thinking, so you done some magics over there. I understood presentation. It is very nice. I noticed that one, Mataji. It is very very nice. As
A
Krishna
picture
Charan
from
Prabhu.
this is a picture from 500 years ago.
With your mercy, we are getting with your mercy. So all these special occasions, I'm just begging on behalf of all our Bhakti Mellows groups, you are Siksha Guru for others. Please bless us with mercy. We need to uplift our consciousness, and then because I'm really really happy in your association, Pataji and Prabhuji. You're giving the nectar. It's our heart to get it from you, and then I have to inculcate. I mean, we have to cultivate the habit. Very very wonderful. Very very wonderful. Thank you so much, Mataji, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Done with Pranav.
Hare Krishna. Anjali, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा जय जय श्री राधे
Jai Shri Ram.
निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल thanks a lot for such divine nectarian session listening to all the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu and what else I can ask for by God's grace and mercy I returned last night from Mahakumbh
Jai.
and
Oh,
though there was so much of rush, the 1.32 crores people took snan on Ekadashi. So we just preponed it, and instead of Ekadashi, we took it on a seventh thing. But still on Ekadashi, we were staying on the Ganges. I could take not a dip, but still sprinkle water. But we had Triveni Sangam, beautiful divine snan, and I took the devotee like dip for all the living. I just said for all the living beings in the world. So I think so everyone was covered, and it was I. I think so. Can't describe in words. Though there's huge, huge, huge rush, but God is always so merciful, so kind. Always shower His blessings. In what ways? I just don't know. Just it's we can just experience it. We can just feel it, and just be thankful and gratitude. And that Vedi over there, it was Veni Madhav temple just on the Ravli. It was so beautiful, the pastime. And it was such a, over there was one Mahatma, he's staying over there since past 50 years. And he told such a beautiful story. Like, he said that when Pragraj, can I share it? Just
sure.
thing. So he just said, okay, like, when they invited Vishnuji, okay, and Brahma did a lot of prayer. And he said that you have to come because we are making Pragraj Tirtho ka Raja. So, like, you have to come and you are the Yajman. And over there, then Vishnuji never comes without Lakshmi. So he came and then he said, okay, I'll stay over here. And then they said that all the everybody has come. Why didn't you come? So he says, मैंने तुमको तीर्थों का राजा बनाया है, पर वृंदावन तो मेरा घर है, मेरे घर का राजा नहीं बनाया. So it was such a beautiful pastime. I said, oh my God, it's so beautiful. But, but seeing the devotion of people, the sons, the Mahatmas, and all the like we could not go to the camp of ISKCON over there because it was so much of rush. Every day we walked around 20 kilometers.
Mm.
But it was but seeing the devotion of the people, I felt like, the it was something else you cannot describe in words. It was like Tirth Sthan only, very, very big Tirth Sthan. So, and thank you for seeing we're connected. I was so excited to hear for the today's session. Bhabiji, I just wanted to ask you one thing. So today our fast is still 12 o'clock,
Yes, 12 noon. 12 noon.
12 noon only.
Mhm.
Okay, okay,
And then you can have grains.
okay. Then we can have grains, not
Yes,
Ekadashi Vrat.
no Ekadashi. Nityananda Prabhu is
No.
very merciful.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
And please, could you tell me his favorite food also,
He
so I
loves
can make it?
he loves
Pardon? He
sweets.
loves
Any kind
sweets,
of sweets.
any kind of sweets.
Yes.
Not nothing in particular.
Nothing in particular. Sweets. Sandesh, you know.
Okay,
He's very fond of sandesh, different kind of
okay,
any kind of sweets actually, but sandesh in specific, yes.
okay, okay, okay. And please, could you? I wanted to chant 108 names. What you said. Can
Yes,
you just send it us so I can after do making him snan, so we
yes,
can just please
we'll
could use us it.
we'll definitely.
And this recording again, if you can send, because I just wanted to hear it again.
Sure,
So
It will be
that will be very, very
sure,
kind.
definitely.
Also,
Definitely.
yeah. So happy Nityananda Chaturdashi to everybody, everyone.
Nityananda
Same to
Triyodashi.
you, dear.
Hare Krishna. Jai
Hare
Jai Shri Radhe.
Hare Krishna, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. So we'd like to thank Amrita Radhika. We pray for your speedy recovery, and may Lord Nrsingadev continue to protect you. And thank you so much, Sulochana, for your beautiful comment. Thank you, Malati Priya Mataji, for your beautiful comment. And Brinda, thank you so much for joining, and thank you for your beautiful comment. Anyone else would like to share anything else?
Okay, if not, we will take your leave and meet you soon. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam vaishnavebhyo Ananta Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanande.